So welcome, yogis. Have a moment just coming to your mats and getting comfortable in whichever position you want to start in. Seated, lying down, listening to your body. Checking in with how you're feeling this morning. Noticing your energy. So as you imagine rooting down into the earth from your tailbone or your feet, just have an awareness on your root chakra. Noticing how this part of the body feels. And then your sacral, just below the navel. Notice if any colours come to your mind, whether the standard rainbow come to your mind or whether something else does. Tune into imagining these energy centres, these chakras, like a ball of energy. Are they big? Are they small? What colour? Are they moving evenly or are they all incoherent? So just see what the mind brings up as you bring your awareness to your solar plexus above your navel now. Does it feel like a settled, even, balanced energy? And then heart center, your throat, your third eye, and then the crown, which is about an inch above the top of the head. Sometimes it's nice not to overanalyze and think about these centers too much, just glancing at them and having that intuitive feeling of how it feels here, the feelings you get there, the energy that you get there. The chakras, being the subtle energy, they're very linked. They're the gateway between the physical body because they're linked with the glands, but also the energetic body. So whenever you come on your mat, whether it's a hatha or a yin class, it's always lovely just to glance through, even if it's something you do personally. Maybe one will jump out at you that perhaps needs a bit more balancing today. So we'll come up to seated for a little bit of meditation. If you're lying down, just have a moment, bring your knees in, have a rock. If you're already seated and you just want to sort of shift the head and neck and maybe roll the shoulders, make sure you're in a comfortable position. We'll have our 5 minutes as usual. Mindfulness of breath today. It's quite nice because it has the stages of following the count and then sort of falling into that lovely awareness where we're not counting and we're just sort of quite peaceful, mindful. So the first part, we count the out breath 1 to 10, then we switch to count the in breath, then we stop counting, and then we really just become into that lovely, mindful, peaceful space. Rest your hands, Dhyana Mudra. Let your eyelids close, relax your body, your face. And in your own time, we'll all be at different levels, perhaps with our breath. Count the out breath. And whenever your mind starts to wander off onto a thought, just try and come back to your breath. Keep relaxing if you find you're tensed up. After 10, just switch to count your in-breath. And after those 10, just release the counting. Notice if you can just be in the eternal now and just become very mindful of the breath. Very gently, just take one more breath. And then coming back. How do you feel? Just a personal inquiry. So we're going to come into dragonfly. A nice gentle opening of the legs. Nothing too intense on the hips. Starting upright. And then in your own time, just exploring, leaning into this. Trying to relax the feet and ankles, inner legs. It's amazing how we can come into quite a simple pose. But when you really explore where your body is holding tightness, where it's holding position of perhaps arms, shoulders, and then gradually relaxing. Bringing your awareness to your breath, especially the breath deep into the belly. Notice where your thoughts are, whether they are in the known past or the predictable future. Can we be in the present moment and treat it like the unknown that it is? Notice your thoughts, notice your feelings. This often creates a little bit of a loop. Thoughts create feelings, then create thoughts that create feelings. So when we can interrupt our thoughts, if they're not pleasant ones that we want, interrupting them can create different feelings. Just keep exploring your pose, whether there's a little bit more space to move into it further. Does the body feel balanced in this posture? Is the same sensation felt both sides, or is it slightly different? And then we'll just take one more breath, gently coming up. And then lying down. Have a few moments just to absorb the initial sensation of stretching out. Gently start to relax where you can. Some days you'll find your body relaxes on instruction quite quickly, and then other days it can just take ages to listen to you and really let go. every exhale, just observe if there's a little bit more that you can soften. And just noticing how it feels now after just perhaps having a minute to lie here and observe. And then we'll draw our knees in, have a little hug. We're going to come up into supported bridge. So rolling up and grabbing a block. Or a bolster. If you have a bolster, that's always quite a nice soft option to come into. And as always, you have can have the block on the top height or the second height, whichever you feel like today. Sometimes I like to try the top height, but might feel like I need to come lower. So feet towards buttocks, lift up your body, come onto your toes if you need to. And then just placing that block on that little flat part of your sort of sacral area. A little bit lower than sacrum actually. It's that little bit that sort of lines up with the top of the buttocks. Okay, let the arms relax. Neck and shoulders are an area where I think you'll find tension. And buttocks and inner thighs, it often takes a little while to relax as well. Keep telling your body, every moment you'll perhaps find yourself tense again, just keep relaxing. If this is too high, just lower the block down. If this pose doesn't feel right today, please always come out of it, choose something that does feel better. How does it feel to breathe? Does your breath feel gentle? Keep relaxing the upper back and shoulder area. And so how does this feel today for you? Does it feel quite nice? Or is it a bit difficult and challenging? Does the feeling of the pose reflect a feeling that you're currently in anyway? It's curious to see what's revealed in each posture. So notice if there's any tension in the body. How does your throat chakra feel in this position? Do you feel like being very expressive today, or quite introverted and quiet? So let's just take one more breath here. And then, in your own time, nice and slowly, perhaps come onto your toes, lift up, just remove the block, come down. And just enjoy whatever you're feeling. Give your tail a little wag if you need to, rock the pelvis if it just helps to relieve where the block's been. How quickly does it feel like you can relax your back after that pose? And then gently we'll just draw knees in. Right one, then left one. And really enjoy a nice little rock around on the back here. Especially if you can still feel where that block has sort of left an imprint. Hug the knees in tight, bring the head up if you need to, just to stretch that last lower bit of the back. And then we'll come up. Come into caterpillar now. So we first started our practice with wide legs but lean forward, but caterpillar now just a seated forward fold. If you need something under your knees, a little rolled blanket can help. Otherwise, let's just explore leaning into this. It's nice to start off gently, especially after coming into that lower back bend after bridge. So just notice how your back wants to respond. Let your legs relax. You don't have to keep them rigid. And again, focus on the breath. Does this feel strange coming into this pose straight after following bridge pose? And just gradually, while we sit in this pose for this length of time, just explore the subtle movements of just finding a bit more space to move into here. Just very gradual. It's interesting to notice through your practice which poses you're more present with, whether it's the ones you have to concentrate a lot more physically, and which ones your mind wanders a bit more. Is there a point through your pose? Is it like a halfway mark where you always find that it gets a little bit easier, or the body has that feeling of surrendering to it a bit more? Can you pinpoint that shift? Just see if there's a little bit more room to move. So our last minute here, just see again if there's a bit more flexibility. Just rotate your awareness around your body again, just noticing if there's tension in your upper arms, your wrists, cheeks. And one more breath will come up. Nice and slowly. We come into these poses slowly, so it's nice to just slowness coming out. Being gentle as we lie down. I think it feels like you're nurturing yourself a little bit when you just pay attention to everything you move. We rush through the rest of our day often, so a little bit of slowness will do us good. Again, rock your pelvis if you need to, just have a wriggle. And just feel whatever you're feeling. What emotions come up, or what do you notice? Memories, images come through your mind when we're in certain poses. So even when we lie in this neutral spine for a little while, just follow the breath a few times. And then we're going to come up into heart bench, targeting a different area of the back. If heart bench doesn't suit you today, please always take the softer sort of option of bench where you can lie back over the pillow, which is a few inches away from your body. But if you like heart bench, sometimes it just feels really necessary. If you're holding a lot of tension between your shoulder blades and the upper back, I find this pose particularly relieving. So let's gently lie back, one block behind the heart area in alignment with your spine, and then the other block just simply to rest the back of the head. Take a few moments to fidget with it and make sure that you're happy with it in the position. You might need it sort of a few millimeters lower or higher until you just feel like you can rest. It does always feel strange, but you do get used to it. So relax. Here the chin gently, naturally tucks in. So lovely for your heart and your throat. And I really always like to invite you in this pose to contemplate feelings of gratitude, being thankful, not even necessarily for something, although that does help focus, but just try to conjure up the feelings of just being really grateful or thankful for something. When we do this, it brings the heart energy into a very balanced, coherent state. And you know this feeling when you start to feel harmonious and peaceful and blissful. Just observe your breath, whether it's a nice gentle rhythm, so the heart is always linked with feelings of compassion. Compassion for others, compassion for yourself, unconditional love. Where in your life do you receive and feel unconditional love? Whether it's from a human or a pet. Does your breath naturally feel deeper? What heaviness, if any, are you holding in the heart? Can you feel this? You might not be there today, but if it is, noticing. Try not to change anything that you feel, just observing it. And then we'll take one more deep breath. Slowly support yourself as you lift your head and then your body. And just moving your blocks, coming down. And just so starting to feel as a whole the movement that we've taken through the the back of our body, our spine today. How's it feeling now? Which pose have you enjoyed, or the after effect part has been the most nourishing? Even as you lie here, just draw your awareness to those imaginary or invisible, not imaginary, 7 balls of light, your chakra centers within your body. Can you imagine a lovely green one in your heart area, that center of your chest? A lovely glowing green ball of light, spiraling, moving. Can you notice any of the others within your body? It's lovely to try and visualize. So drawing these in, enjoy a lovely rock here. How does your spine feel? Is it feeling quite refreshed? Hopefully. So rolling up to seated now, we're going to come into a pose called moth. Okay. So just have the knees bent, feet out in front. We're going to turn the hands, fingers pointing upwards, onto our belly like this. So it feels strange. It's like you're creating wings, so you've got flapping wings, and bringing the hands onto the belly, squash the tummy, and then the elbows onto the inside of the knees. Some of you will be able to get your legs quite close together. This is sort of where I end up. And this is a lovely one for stretching out the upper back. It doesn't have to be a perfect pose. Don't worry if it doesn't look entirely right, but just sort of bringing the hands onto the upper belly. Strange, isn't it? Just try and sit with it. Try and relax a little bit through the legs, even though you will kind of feel like there's a tension holding the elbows in. You can let the head rest forward a little. Notice if initially your breath feels very shallow and stifled, and just see if you can deepen the breath. If at any point this starts to aggravate your wrists or any other part of your body, please always come out. You might start to quite enjoy it and then, perhaps want to squeeze the legs a bit further together so that you can feel that stretch on the back. So we won't do the whole time here, just a little bit longer. See if you can bring your legs a little bit further together, just for a few more seconds. Feel that stretch around the shoulder blades. Okay, let's take a breath. Gently let the legs fall out to the side, lift up, release the hands. Give your arms, wrists a little wriggle if you need to, and then we'll lie down. Just a new pose to explore. Perhaps you can feel some energy in the palms of your hands, a little bit of warmth. Perhaps you can feel some energy also in the lower arms, your forearms, on the inner part, heart and lung meridian. Relax. And then gently, let's draw knees in. We're going to come into one of our favourite ones that we like to end with, waterfall. Have a rock first. If you've got a blanket handy and you want to pop that over your feet, so let it hang down the legs, you can. Otherwise, just roll up, grab a cushion. And we're going to wedge it under the buttocks, just to keep you steady. Have a little bit of a lift here, and then raising the legs up. If you feel like your neck needs supporting, then a small rolled towel under the neck can always feel good. Let the eyelids close. Draw your awareness as if you're gazing towards the centre between your eyebrows. Just keep gazing into that void. You might see colour, it might just be a big grey screen in front of you. Or there might be shapes, patterns. Nice gentle breaths. When we gaze towards our third eye, this area of our body is linked with our pineal gland. Tiny little gland in the brain that's very responsible for the sleep-wake rhythms. It's very affected by light, so controls our serotonin, which is our get up and go hormone or chemical, and melatonin towards the evening time when everything's starting to shut down, ready for sleep. So sometimes if people have headaches or their sleep is a little out of balance, this is the area that we'd want to encourage a bit of balance. Wearing purple, carrying an amethyst, eating blueberries, aubergines, that kind of food, all has the similar vibration. And we're such vibrational beings. So how does this pose feel? Is it feeling quite beneficial today? Do your legs feel heavy? Is there a little shake? Just thinking about your practice, which pose has felt good today? Which pose challenged you a bit? So when you're ready, let's just gently start to bend the knees. Lower the feet down. You can pause here for a moment. Then pull your cushion out. Have a moment in Shavasana, neutral spine. Just enjoy a few moments feeling the after effects of waterfall. Have a nice sigh. And then let's come into relaxation. So if that's coming to seated for you, maybe have a little rock with the knees in. But if you're happy lying down, pull over your blankets and warm things. I'm going to take a little bit of guidance from some cards. This little deck I have here is called the Enchanted Map. See if there's a little bit of guidance. Sometimes we lose a little bit of direction in life. And it's nice just to have a little bit of wisdom guiding us. I'm going to take 2 today. Sometimes having a couple of cards, they relate more. Well, hopefully. So have a lie down. Get cosy, get comfortable. And I'll read you the first card. Heal the ouch. Forgiveness is the healer of the soul. This is a time for great soothing of the heart, body and soul and mind. And this card indicates that healing will be prevalent in your life now. If you feel drawn to study the healing arts, you'll be successful in developing your natural capacity to restore others to wellness. However, the message may be that you're being called to change your behaviours in order to heal the earth. Perhaps you'll switch to a cruelty-free diet, eating less meat, or perhaps you'll pay more attention to how much water or electricity you use. You're asked to be conscious of your footprint on sacred earth and all of life, and to commit to the healing path. Heal the ouch card may also be an indicator of old wounds and broken bonds being mended. Reconciliations are possible now. Let bygones be bygones. And then another little bit of guidance spark. You are a clear channel of divine creativity. There is a spark of creativity in you, and you have every reason to move forward with optimism and hope. Open yourself to inspiration and allow life to show you its beauty and your part in co-creating it. This is a perfect time to give birth to an idea. Start a new relationship or job or begin any endeavour. Attraction is high as you connect with others who can co-create joyous experiences and join with you in expressing the finer aspects of life. Watching a spark turn into a flame and stoking that fire is a gratifying activity. So whatever is inspiring you, whatever you find beautiful in the life, whatever new thing you might want to explore, it always starts as a little spark and then grows. And maybe that idea is about healing. What new ways, what new thought processes or healing modalities are out there for healing? Certainly our yoga and our meditation is a very healing path to be on. So just having some quiet time, noticing if there are any areas of life that you perhaps could look to heal, let go, forgive. very slowly. No need to move just yet. Just bring your awareness back from wherever your thoughts may have drifted. Notice what those thoughts were. Just come back into the present moment. Notice how many times today you can just take yourself into the present, maybe just with a breath, but be consciously aware that you're actually in the moment. It is very hard, especially when the day takes over and we get into the rhythm of the loop of life. But just notice if there are those moments when you're standing at the kitchen sink, maybe, or looking out the window, where you can just be very aware that you're just in the now, just for a few seconds. And it's quite a lovely, blissful, peaceful place to be. The more we can do this, the more we'll be happier people. So just start wiggling fingers and toes. Bring the body back into the present. Have a little rock of the head or roll of the shoulders. Have a few more moments to notice your breath with awareness. The temperature around your nostrils is always a lovely one to return to. And then those of you lying down, have a lovely long stretch and a hug in. And then in your own time, no rush, you can roll up to seated. And just having a moment to notice how you're feeling, physically, emotionally, mentally, and as a whole spiritually. What has your practice done for you? What's shifted? Are you a different person now from when you first came onto your mat? Bringing hands to heart. Om Shanti. Namaste.